CultPop! What is up to all our sidekicks and henchmen out there in the Geek Nation? My name is Noel, and today we're going to do a Thunder Round. What's a Thunder Round? A Thunder Round is a 60-second review of a comic book that came out this week. Before we get into that, hey, thanks for stopping by. If you like what we do here on this channel, just like and subscribe down below. Comment if you agree or disagree, or, you know, think I look stupid. That's fine too. Just say hello. Also, don't forget that on Sunday mornings at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we stream live here on this channel. That's where the like and subscribe comes in. Then you'll get an alert when we go live. We stream live our podcast, the CultPop Podcast, where we talk about this week's comics, review them, as well as pop culture news, and just have a really, really good time. But that's made possible with the engagement and conversation that we get to have with you guys in real time. So come by Sunday mornings. But today we're just going to do one Thunder Round, or I'm going to do one Thunder Round with you guys, about a new comic book that came out today, Dune, House Atreides #1. By Boom Studios, written by Brian Herbert and Kevin J. Anderson, the son of Frank Herbert, the creator of Dune, with art by Dev Pramanik. So I'm going to talk about this book really quickly, really quickly, and then we'll say goodbye, and maybe I'll do some other Thunder Rounds this week. There's a couple of cool things that came out this week that I'd love to talk about, but we're not going to get to on the show because we've got book club this month. So this month we're doing a book club review on John Constantine Hellblazer, Volume 1. Marks of Woe, I think it's called. It's the newest iteration, the DC Black Label of Hellblazer, written by Simon Spurrier with various artists. It is, you know, I guess spoiler warning on my opinion so far, it's great. I'm halfway through it. This book has gotten a lot of traction online because it was canceled prematurely. And before the trade even came out, and people are loving it, and our support, and by our, I mean the global hour of fans who read this stuff, our support and buying the trade paperback and being vocal online about wanting the series to remain or be in some sort of form continue is possible. So, you know, if they could bring back TV shows, they could totally bring back a mini-series or two of an excellent Hellblazer comic. So that's the goal. Also just good comics. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's talk about, let me get my timer ready. Dune, House Atreides. Go in here. And let's go. All right. So yeah, Dune, House Atreides #1 of 12, I believe. This is a prequel to Dune. Dune, I don't have to tell you guys what Dune is. It is, I'm going to do it anyway. It's a very popular novel that's been adapted 1,000 times over in different medias, or movies and audio plays and books, and it's super big deal. There's a movie coming out next year. It was supposed to be this year, next year, and Boom Studios is adapting the prequel novels. House Atreides. Let's talk about the issue. The art was fantastic. I am not familiar with Dev Pramanik, but it's very, very good. The coloring is a little muddy at times, but it's still very serviceable. But yeah, the digital coloring is a little muddy. The story itself, spent that whole time not talking about the story at all, because you know what? I don't know what the hell's going on. Which is one of the reasons too why I didn't really read or get into Dune myself. I've never read it. I've tried. It is this one issue, this 20 odd pages, is basically just the introduction of a bunch of houses and families. Had you read the books previously or seen all of the movies and the miniseries, you probably know all these names. And you make a connection of like, oh, that's a grandfather of, or the father of, or great. If you don't, they're just people in houses on planets. It's as a new reader, it's mildly impenetrable. However, it is engaging. They're essentially setting up a chessboard, not unlike how the very beginning of Game of Thrones is. And in so much as the very beginning of Game of Thrones, I was bored out of my skull because it really is just a lot of groundwork and a lot of like preamble, which is fine. However, I only take umbrage with the fact that in this medium, specifically single issue monthly comics, having that much of a baseline or foundation for a story that you have to kind of keep laying out before it gets somewhere is very difficult to keep your reader. Now, this is going to be fine. They're going on brand equity of Dune, so they can have 6 issues of just setup if they want, and people will probably still buy it and read it. However, structurally, I feel like this should have been in a different format. Maybe not monthlies, maybe double-sized issues, or bi-monthly, maybe 3 OGNs that would come out every 2 or 3 months. Like, I feel like there should have been a little bit more meat on this bone, but as it stands, it's really just kind of like a solid first 5 minutes of a movie, which is great for a book. It's great for a movie. For single issue monthly comics, it's a little light. So I'm not exactly sure how I fall on recommending it. If you were a fan, the art is beautiful despite some muddy coloring. The writing is competent. I was never lost. I just didn't know if I should care or how I should care. It was like a reference-a-thon of names. I mean, I know Harkonnen, I know Atreides. It's just cool. What's the story what's the story yet? Which I'm not aware of. So, I mean, give it a shot. Maybe this will be better reading. Maybe this will be better 2 or 3 issues in when you really have a grasp of what kind of story they're trying to tell, other than just basically an illustrated Wikipedia page. So I'm hoping it gets a little meatier, a little thicker as it goes. But definitely not a wasted read. Just did not meet my expectations. But yeah, this was Dune, House Atreides #1, official prequel to The Dune, written by Brian Herbert, Kevin J. Anderson, with art by Dev Pramanik. If I'm butchering it, I apologize. That's how it's spelled, though. See? But anyway, yeah, that was Dune #1. I have read a bunch of stuff this week so far. Can't wait to get to the rest of it. Maybe I'll see you guys soon for another Thunder Round. But either way, thank you for spending the last 5 or 6 minutes with me. I'll see you Sunday mornings at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we talk about this week's comics and stream the podcast live. Like and comment, subscribe, enjoy. Tell me that you completely disagree and Dune is the greatest thing that's ever been created or put to page. Tell me why. This is one of those properties that I want to love and explore, but every time I try and kind of like sneak in, it just doesn't grab me. So what am I doing wrong? Okay. But yeah, thank you so much. I will talk at you guys later. Be safe, wash your hands, wear a mask. Bye.
CultPop!